Well, here we are, my friends. I'm not sure if this is working, but we're going to give it a try. Hello. I guess I'm live. Well, I think. Anyway, I haven't done this on my own before, and I've never done art live with other people. I am so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that we're all getting really creative about figuring out how to connect with one another and move out of this really frenzied, scared place that we're in. It's really quite a trying time, I know. I'm not sure if you know this, but doing creative activities is actually a boost to your immune system. So I like to do it just because it's fun, it's relaxing, it gets me out of my head and onto the page. It's a way both to process what's happening in my life and in the world, but it's also really good for my health. I can't say that I would do it if it wasn't also just really fun and enjoyable and easy, but it also just happens to be good for us. So I thought it would be really fun to try it out together. I have a particular practice that I do, and if you want to hop on over to YouTube, you can also see a different view where I'm going to be showing I show my desktop from YouTube, so that you can watch along with what I'm doing. So I'm not sure which will work better for you. I will periodically pick up the page I'm working on here on Facebook and show you. But, oh, hi Rebecca, so glad you're here. Yay! So this is what we're gonna do. First, I have my tea brewing right here. I'm gonna pour myself a cup. This is actually a lung tea that Niels put together, and we all need extra lung support right now. And I'm gonna be drinking this while we do our art together. And those of you who are actual serious artists, like you, Rebecca, aw, nice to see you. You might be alarmed to know that I do my art journal practice in a composition notebook. It's true. Part of the reason why is that it helps me not feel really precious about what I create, because the whole goal of this is to de-stress and tune in to just what feels right, what I feel like looking at on the page, what I feel like creating, and not judging it, and somehow doing it in just a simple dollar store notebook helps me keep it really loose and fun and free. So I'm gonna just walk you through what I'm doing here. If you're here on YouTube, you can see a better visual of the page I'm working on, so feel free to go over there. I've got the link to YouTube here next to this video or below the video. So if you want to find me on YouTube, that's an option. If you at home are set up and would like to do this with me, you can use any number of supplies. I'm gonna just have to guess what you have on hand, and I'll tell you what I'm doing, but there's really no way to get this wrong. There's no way to fall out of this practice, because pretty much whatever you do whatever you can with whatever you've got, and it always gets you to a different place. So I call this junk journaling, and it's a way of meditating using the moment I'm in, processing whatever's happening in my life and in the world, and starting from where I am and moving to a different internal state. So to begin, I would just tell you, you can pull out a big piece of paper, or if you happen to have a composition notebook and you want to do what I'm doing, I'm going to do a whole double page spread here. And I'm just going to start out with, you can use any kind of pen that you want. And I'm going to start with a Sharpie just because that's what's in front of me. And I always just choose the color that I feel drawn to in the moment. Hi, Deirdre. Haven't seen you in a long time. So glad you're here. Let's see. Oh, and Rabia. So nice. So fun to be with you guys. So I'm going to use a blue Sharpie just because this is the one that jumped out at me today. I'm all about just following your impulse and not worrying too much about it, and especially not judging yourself for what you like. I realized when I first started doing this about 5 years ago, I wanted to put hearts and flowers on everything. And that was because I had, gotten all this higher education that made me a little too snobby to paint hearts and flowers. And I realized, well, no, something in me just really wanted to paint hearts and flowers. Hi, Sadie. So glad you're here. So you got to just let yourself draw what you want to draw. So let me go ahead and begin. I'm going to start out, and you can pick up a pen or pencil. If you have pens of different colors, just choose the color that is appealing to you. And go ahead and just draw a frame around the page that you're working in. I think it might be better all told. We'll see. This is my first time doing this. Hi, Jenny. Oh, that's very sweet. I'm so glad you figured it out too. So glad you're here. You also know how to get on my YouTube channel, and it's, I think, a better view that way. It could be in the future I need to do both. It's a view looking down at my desktop. So the first step we just did was to just create a frame on our page with the pen that jumped out as appealing to us. Now, I don't know if you have different colors of pens at home, but I'm gonna just pretend that you do. And if you don't, if you're doing it all in pencil, for example, or all in one blue pen, don't worry about switching colors. I'm just pretending that I know what you have at hand. And you make it work on your end, stress-free. So pick up the next drawing or writing utensil that appeals to you. Actually, this isn't the one that appeals to me. This generally is one I like, but in this moment, I'm gonna work with shades of blue. So my second pen is not dissimilar from the first one. And what we're gonna do with this one is fill the page with circles. Circles of all different sizes. And they should be very imperfect circles, just so you know. Loose, keep your hand loose. Just notice the movement of your arm. Listen to the sound of your writing utensil making its mark on the page. Hi, Becky. So glad you're here. Oh, it's so fun. I'm so glad to be together with you guys. This is really sweet. Yeah, we're in a big time. We are now filling our page with circles. And I want you to just notice the feeling in your body as you make the circles. And you can fill the page, make some of them big, some of them really little. Some of them might even be tiny. And notice the difference in how it feels, the big circles versus the really little ones. Sometimes it feels really satisfying to create a little circle, but sometimes you just feel like, no, I need a big spacious one. So just be noticing. Just be noticing yourself as you do this. if any worries come up about doing it wrong or not having the right supplies or being confused, you can just let it go. There's no way to do this wrong. And I'm about to show you what I've done, but I'm not showing you so that you can compare your work with mine, because the truth is, this is about creating the art that you need to see. When I do this with kids, I tell them this is soul medicine. It's the medicine that in your heart, in your soul, you need to see. And only you know what that looks like. And really, honestly, only you can create it. So I'm going to show you what I've done, but yours might look totally different. In fact, we did a very similar project to this with my extended family over Zoom on Saturday, and it was so fun to see just how wildly different our drawings were from one another. And then a couple family members actually wound up creating very similar drawings. So it was all very interesting to see. But this is what mine is looking like right now. Not sure if you can quite see it. There's a little bit of glare. You have a better view again of my workstation if you hop on over to YouTube, and my YouTube address is right here. I think it's either below your video or alongside of it. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but in the chat section, you'll see I have a link to a YouTube channel. So feel free to go on over there. And oh, Becky's saying hi to Jenny. I love you guys are seeing each other here. So sweet. So the next step, I'd love for you to take another writing utensil. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to move away from Sharpies and use a different kind of pen. And if you don't have different kinds of pens, again, no worries. No worries at all. You make it work with whatever you have. I want you to just go choose your next writing instrument, and just for a moment, I want you to pause and look down at your page. Pause and look at what you're creating. And just feel your body in your chair if you're sitting. Feel your feet on the floor, and feel the space that you've now created on your page. It's like a whole little atmosphere that you have created, and you might not have been trying to. Oh, Sadie says nothing is live on YouTube. It could be, Here, let me hop over there real quick and see. Okay, good to know. It's funny, my phone says that it's working.